Hey everyone out there, thank you so much for tuning in to my review of week 3 of season 4 of Bravo's Real Housewives of Atlanta. This week was definitely a big bombshell as a lot of things took place in tonight's episode. And when I can tell you that it had me glued to the television, I am so serious. From the very beginning of the episode, it had me completely glued to the TV. In the beginning, the episode tonight started off. Sheree's building a house, and apparently she's building this house from scratch, because in the episode it shows where the contractor is completely demolishing the house that's already on the land there, and she's building a 8,000 square foot home which she has named Chateau Sheree. I think it's wonderful. I like Sheree's style. She's really motivated and she definitely knows what she wants. So I am looking forward to see what this house is actually going to look like, because from the blueprint that they showed that they showed a little bit on the screen, and from how they were describing it, it looks like it could be a very nice house. And it sounds like that Sheree's living in a condo right now while she's waiting for this house to be built. So let's see what actually comes out about this, because I'm really curious about about what Chateau Sheree is going to look like. So then it goes to Phaedra. Now, in the beginning of this scene with Phaedra, Phaedra and her husband Apollo were talking about how their opinions over discipline with Aiden, which is the little boy. Um, Phaedra seems to be a little bit more lenient and laid back, and Apollo seems to be a little bit more stern, and he's a big disciplinarian. So they go back and forth about that a little bit, and then there is a situation that Phaedra brings up about Apollo being arrested, and all of this information is plastered on all of the blogs and the websites, etc. And they get into a big discussion about this, because you know apparently every time something happens relating to Apollo, it sort of falls back, according to what Phaedra said tonight, it sort of kind of comes back on her, because they know that that's her husband, so on and so forth, and they know that what his past has been. I want to go and just really quickly in Apollo's defense, because it should not matter what his past is. As she said before, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. And I agree with that, because it should not matter where you've been. It should matter where you are and where you're going. I definitely support, I think that Phaedra definitely does support Apollo, and I admire her for that, because that's important. Someone of her stature could easily say, you know what, I'm not dealing with this, I want to disconnect myself. But it looks like he's been getting a lot of slack about his past, and he got arrested, and all of a sudden he got stopped. But the rumor mills did not look further into the situation. They simply wanted to talk about they simply wanted to conjure up these rumors about why he was possibly arrested. So they kind of got through that. It was nothing like the blog sites had talked about. So I urge everyone that's watching this, anytime you see anything that's supposedly breaking entertainment news, I would honestly encourage all of you to do a little bit of research and find out if this is actually the truth or is it rumor. So then we got to see Cynthia and Leon, which is Cynthia's child's father, came to visit, and looks like he was there just to visit Noel. And they were talking and whatever, they're just having casual conversation. And Peter talks about he was at this time he's opening up a new bar called Bar One. Apparently, this bar is already open and apparently is doing well, because I follow Cynthia, and I believe I follow Peter as well on Twitter. So they talk about that a lot on Twitter. But in this scene, he's talking about opening up Bar One. And after kind of talking about that, Peter and Leon kind of got into this discussion about how he is relating to Cynthia's family. And Peter just said he doesn't have any particular need to relate to them, because he's married to Cynthia, and he's not married to her family. And I think Leon and Peter kind of got a little testosterone tussle going on there because uh, Leon tells him, I've been in the Cynthia Bailey business much longer than you have, so I'm just trying to give you some pointers. So that was kind of interesting to see them interact like that. I don't think that it's all warm there. I think that they may have a cordial relationship, but observing Peter's um, personality and observing Leon's personality, seeing them communicate with each other, I'm not sure if it's all warm there, but we'll see. And it looks like Cynthia is definitely positive and optimistic about Peter and Leon's relationship, so that's a good thing. I'm sure she would know best. So then we're talking with we're after that we see Kim, and Kim and Sheree are having lunch, and they're talking about the baby shower. Kim is having a baby shower, and she's hoping, she's talking about how she's so busy because she has to shower, and how she's invited 130 people, and she's on top of getting this baby shower coordinated. She's moving into a house. I think Kim said that she was moving into a 17,000 square foot home. So at this point, I say kudos to them, because I'm sure that it is a lot on her plate right now. She's doing the shower, she's doing her own professional thing, she's preparing for the baby, she's moving. She also has the two little girls already, so I'm sure that she is quite busy, and I'm sure it's overwhelming. So yeah, so they pretty much had a conversation about that, and then it turns to Nene. And we all know that Nene and her husband Greg had separated. It looks like the divorce proceedings are in progress. I don't think anything has been finalized at this point. And at this point in the season, but her son Brent, who is actually by her husband Greg, it doesn't seem to be too. He's having a hard time with the separation. Nene has not told him that she is divorcing Greg. Now I think she's waiting. I think she is awaiting the right time to tell him that, because she wants to make sure that he has had the time to adjust to the separation before she throws this whole divorce deal on him like that. And again, I love Nene, and I really feel like she knows best, and I'm sure that she's making definitely a good decision. And then it was a little. She asked Greg, was he dating? He said no. Greg asked Nene, was she dating? She says, doesn't matter. It's not important. So I don't know. I don't know if that was a honest. It's not important, or if that's I don't know what that is. So I'll be looking forward to seeing. If Nene is indeed looking for love in other areas outside of Greg. I think that she may still love Greg though. But some people love is stronger when they're separate. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. So then it goes when Candy and Phaedra are shopping for Kim's baby shower, and then they're picking out a few things, and then a conversation comes up about Apollo, and Phaedra just basically said, I'm not talking about it. And I don't blame her, because, a lot of times people tend to ask you questions, and then they will try to extract anything they want to out of your comments to make it to be something that it's really not. So they kind of got off that subject, and then they started to talk about, for some reason, Cynthia, Peter, and Phaedra have not been really on good terms. Apparently, Cynthia is being mean to Phaedra. They didn't like a comment that Phaedra made about her needing a clean man. This was last season, I believe. They were in a limo. She made a comment. And then here comes the kicker. Peter had an interview with a magazine, and he was talking about his personal experiences with all with the cast of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He talked about Nene. He talked about all of the girls, but specifically he said that he did not like Phaedra. and he mentioned something about Sheree as well. Yada yada yada, and this caused some bad blood between the two. So then they get to the baby shower. It's Kim's baby shower day. They're all dolled up. They took a car out to the shower, and it's definitely Kim is pleased with what she sees. It was a gorgeous. She rented out this huge hall. It was really really nice. It was kind of similar to what Phaedra's baby shower looked like. But again, she's very pleased with what she says. She says it's definitely what she imagined. But Candy and Kim haven't talked. So Kim is concerned about what could have possibly happened to cause this wedge between her and Candy. Um, and it looks like what I felt was one of the most beautiful parts of this baby shower is when Brielle made a very heartfelt speech. It was really directed towards Croy and her mother about how she's glad that they are together, and she definitely said that she appreciates him, all that he's done. Her dad is not in her biological father is not in her life, but she looks at Croy um, as her father. So it was really heartfelt. So, I'm glad to see that they are definitely a good team, a good fit for each other. And so then there was a discussion at the back of the table. All the girls were there. There was a discussion about, well, first of all, Peter and Cynthia came in late. Apparently the baby shower was 5 hours long. They came 20 minutes before the shower was over, and then they got into this discussion about Peter's interview. And oh my goodness, Apollo and Peter went at it, and all I could say was wow, because it definitely was not the right place. I don't think that this was the appropriate time for them to discuss the issues over the interview. And when I say that they went at it, I mean they really went at it. Apollo said this, Peter said that. Then they got up and they kind of, Phaedra's trying to sit Apollo down, and she's like, baby, let me go. You don't touch me like that. So they did not get physical, but I could tell that there was a potential to do so. And so yeah, that was it. It was definitely a good episode. I love my Atlanta Housewives, and I'm looking forward to continuing my reviews of season 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. You can always look forward to and check out my reviews every Sunday night after the 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time broadcast of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You can also look forward to my weekly broadcast of my talk show, Talks with Tim, every Wednesday, right here on my channel. Feel free to subscribe, share, and suggest my videos, and leave me any comments, suggestions, questions, opinions, anything you want to discuss. Leave it in the comment area. And if you want to get in contact with me, add me on Facebook or Twitter, email me, etc. All of my contact information is, as it always is, in the show more field of the video. Again, thank you so much for checking out my review of week 3 of season 4 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am your host, Timothy Boston, with Talks with Tim. Until next time, take care.